So you have to remember the formula. The formula you need is, if you're going to convert from degrees to radians, you want to put the degrees on the top. You want to use pi over 180 degrees, because pi and 180 degrees are the same. So we're going to take 300 degrees and we're going to multiply that by pi over 180 degrees. The degrees symbols cancel out, the zeros cancel, okay, and then 30 and 18 reduce, okay, and 30 will reduce that. This 6 will go into that 5 times, and 6 will go into that 3 times. So this is the same thing as 5 pi over 3. Now, 300 degrees is the same thing as pi over 3. So that's how you convert from degrees to radians. You must remember this formula right there. Okay, the second thing is going the other way, changing from radians to degrees. So if theta is equal to negative 9 pi over 4, you're going to want to change that into degrees. I'm going to use this formula, 180 degrees over pi. The reason pi ends up on the bottom is because I need to cancel off the pi's. So I take 9 pi over 4, and then I multiply that by 180 degrees over pi. Now the pi's cancel, and then I'm going to reduce the 4 and the 18, so 2 will go into this, 90. So I have 90 degrees, and I have 2 left here, and I can go again. 2 will go into that 45. So 9 times 45. So I'm going to multiply. I'm going to get a negative. Okay, 4 times 5 is 45, and 4 times 9 times 6. 9 times 4 is 36. 36 plus 4 is 40. So negative 405 degrees. The same thing as negative 9 pi over 4. Alright, so that is converting from radians to degrees and degrees to radians. So these are the two formulas you need to remember. Now, this problem shows up on SAT 2. So a problem like this, they might tell you that you're given a terminal side at negative 12 comma negative 5. And they want you to find all 6 trig functions. So what you're going to do is, you're going to first of all draw a unit circle, but not completely a circle. You're going to find this point negative 12, negative 5. So x is negative 12, y is negative 5. So you're going to go over here. Okay, call this negative 12 and negative 5 on the y direction. So there's your point. You're going to connect that to the origin. Okay, so that is your angle right here. So this is my angle. We'll call that theta. Okay, I'm going to drop a perpendicular to the horizontal. So I have a right triangle where one side, one leg is going to be negative 12, the other one's going to be negative 5. I need to find the hypotenuse of this. So I'm going to take negative 5 square, and I'm going to have negative 12 squared is equal to c squared, which is 25 plus 144, which is equal to c squared. And this is 169 is equal to c squared. So my c is equal to plus or minus rad 169, which is plus or minus rad plus or minus 13. But hypotenuse is always positive, so it's going to be positive 13. Now, once I get to that, I can find all my 6 trig functions. So sine of theta, cosine of theta, and tangent of theta. Once I find those 3, I can find the other 3 just by flipping everything. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite is negative 5, because that's my opposite of my angle, and this is my adjacent, and this is my hypotenuse. So opposite over hypotenuse is negative 5 over 13. Adjacent over hypotenuse is negative 12 over 13. And tangent is opposite over adjacent, so it would be negative 5 over negative 12. Alright, now I can find the cosecant of theta just by flipping the sign. So negative 13 over 5 And I can find secant of theta by flipping cosine, which is negative 13 over 12. And then I can find cotangent of theta by flipping a tangent, which is 12 over 5, because these two negatives actually cancel out. Alright, so that's done. I just have one more problem to do, so it's going to be short. So section 31. Section 31, you're given a right triangle, and they give you a picture of that, and then they say it looks like this. Okay, and my theta is 3. Theta is an angle, and then my hypotenuse is 3, and my opposite side is 1. And they tell us this by saying sine of theta is equal to 1 over 3, and then they tell you the cosine of theta is greater than 0, and they want me to find, okay, find cotangent of theta. Well, sine here is positive. Cosine is greater than 0, means that's positive. There's only one place on the unit circle where both sine and cosine are positive. So this triangle here on the unit circle actually looks like this. That's the 3, and that's the 1, that's the right triangle, is theta. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to find this side right there. Okay, so to find that, I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem. So we'll call that a squared plus 1 squared is equal to 3 squared. So I have a squared plus 1 is equal to 9, and then when I subtract, I get a squared is equal to 8, and when I take a square root, I get a is equal to plus or minus rad 8. Since this is going to go to the right, okay, that will be positive. If it went to the left, it would be negative. So positive rad 8. Okay, all I have to do now is find the cotangent. Okay, cotangent of theta is adjacent over opposite. So adjacent side is rad 8. Opposite side is 1. That's my opposite, and that's my adjacent.